Welcome to another one. Today we're going to talk about how to change who you are so women start liking you. Now, it's important to understand that women like identity. And women like identity because women like energy, man. And it's about your vibe and it's about who you are. So think about this. Think about me on boot camp teaching a student. And this has happened 1,000 times, like exactly like I'm gonna describe it. Every time the exact same sequence. Go to a girl, I'm demonstrating something for the student, and the girl likes me, and she's giving me positive reactions. Maybe she's smiling too much, maybe she's touching me, maybe she gives me her number, and then the student and I reconvene, and then the student always asks, "Oh my God, what did you say to her?" And it's never what I said; it's always how I said it. That's the difference, and that's what I tell the student every time. So it's never what I said or what I did. It's not what you do, it's who you are. That's kind of what attracts the girl. The girl is attracted to like your level of identity, the way that you broadcast your emotions and energy. And this sounds very vague, but this is what it really is. And if I give you all the actions that you should perform to attract a woman, even if you perform them like one by one, like you're diligent and fucking thorough as fuck, still it wouldn't work because they're coming straight from your soul, from you. And you need to carry a certain energy to attract the woman. So in this video, we're going to see exactly how to do that. So if you feel like no matter what you do, you can't attract your perfect 10 out of 10, the women that you care about, and you've like exhausted everything, you've done everything, and it still is not working, in this video we're going to explore how to change your identity in a way where it's still you, but now it makes women like you. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the steps that I took back in the day to change my identity and kind of how it felt. And the reason why I'm filming this video today, by the way, is that I was out this morning, and today I had a very different experience than the rest of my days. I had a brutal experience, and I wanted to go out and read my book. And of course I'm thinking, okay, let's combine this with a little bit of a walk to spend some calories. And also, like, if, I see a girl that I am interested in, go approach her, see what happens, maybe we'll create a connection. And then I did it. I approached like maybe 4 or 5 girls, all gorgeous, and I fucking sucked. The results I got were fucking terrible. Like, the girls kind of like, they didn't want to fucking hang out with me. They didn't want to get to know me. They told me they all had boyfriends, and statistically that's not possible, and I just had a horrible experience. And anybody that has tried to improve their results with women, improve their communication, they are aware of this phenomenon, that like one day you might go out there and you might experience like a brutal day of rejections, and that's how it is. And your soul must fucking take it, okay? You gotta fucking hold the blast, so to speak. You gotta fucking withstand the pressure and like not cave and like keep going. And I have a principle that I operate off of, which is every day the crowds are the same. So if on Monday I go out and I get great results, maybe on Tuesday I go out again and I get horrible results. I cannot attribute that to the crowds, like the people that I talked to, they were all bitches. It's fucking terrible. It's a really bad idea. What I will attribute it to is the energy that I carry, because then I can take responsibility for the bad result and I can do something to change it. So the first few days that I've been here have been amazing. I've been getting a huge ROI in my approaches. All the girls that I've been approaching have been very happy to talk to me and take my number and like go out on a date. I've already been on my first date here. And now it's the opposite. Now it's like a brutal day, and like I couldn't create any connections. And not only that, the connections that I have created, because I've kind of been feeling off, honestly, they are kind of like falling off. Like a lot of girls are out of town. One girl said like, "No, I'm not feeling it, let's stop chatting." And it is what it is. So I need to accept it, change my energy, and move on. That's kind of what's happening here. And in fact, I know this because the very first day I went to like the sandwich shop at night, and the ladies there were like, "Oh my God, wow, you're amazing. You have an amazing smile. You must have had a great upbringing." Which that's a different story. But And I felt it in that moment. I was like, yeah, like I feel amazing. Like we're all fucking, you know, it's all love and whatnot. And today I was walking on the pavement. I was feeling the exact opposite. I was feeling angry and sad and all that stuff. So it's on me to fix my energy, to go back to happy mode and keep going. Okay, so the reason I'm saying that is that this reminded me of back in the day when I was first learning all this. And I had days and weeks where I were like this, like a lot of stress, no results, just persevering, just hoping against hope that something will change. And of course something did, and I got all the results I wanted, and I was happy. So now that I'm deciding to get back into it, back into the game, and like create a life of abundance and like amazing vibes with amazing girls, I know how it is because I've been there before, and I know it's a matter of time until I actually get it. So I invite you to do the same. If you want, link is in the description. That's what I teach, so we can work together. So the first thing I want to touch on is what identity is and how it works. Okay, the reason girls don't want you is because of your identity. And I know it sounds very brutal, but this is the truth. The sooner you face it, the better off you're going to be. And your identity carries momentum. Here's how this works. Who you are is reflected in what you do daily, because who you are is what you do. Like you might tell yourself I'm this and that, but if what you do is a different thing, that's really who you are. So your daily habits, which by the way, you don't need to, the habits that you currently have and are practicing, you don't need any effort to maintain. They're working for you. They're running unconsciously. They're on autopilot. If they weren't, you would be struggling right now. But the way that you are is fine. You're coasting as yourself. Now these habits produce the results that you get. The results, this is what you don't like. This is what we're going to change in this video. Okay, but to change the results, we need to change the habits so that we can change who you are. So who you are basically yields the results, but the practical way to do it is to change the habits. Now the key here is this. Either you have the habits that produce the results that you want, or you have the habits that produce the results that you don't want, but you can't have both. See how this works? Either if you want the nice fucking capped delts, either you're the guy that always goes to the gym 5-6 days a week. Maybe there's a week that he goes to the gym he went to the gym only one time, but like as an aggregate, all of his weeks of the year, the 52 weeks of the year, you see that he's been to the gym like 5-6 times. Or you're the guy who doesn't do that. And there's no way to be both at the same time. You're either the one thing or the other thing. Because it's an aggregate. It's like the whole year. It's like the whole 10 years, whatever. Because of that, two different identities are in conflict with each other. So if you're the guy who never goes to the gym, but you want the capped delts, now you need to replace this identity, this habit of not going to the gym, with the habit of going to the gym. There is no way to fit both habits in your life because it's practically impossible. It's like, makes sense. The problem is this, that there is a reason why you're not going to the gym right now. In fact, a very obvious reason is that it's easy to not go to the gym. It's like you don't need to exert effort, you save energy, you don't go to the gym. In fact, there might be other reasons that you're unaware of. Maybe you've associated the gym with people that you don't like, and you just don't want to be that guy. So not going to the gym helps you not be that guy. It helps you differentiate yourself from that guy and create distance between yourself and that guy. And maybe there's value to that for you. So if you all of a sudden decide, I don't like my delts being flat, I want them to be fucking capped, boulder shoulders. Now, the next identity might threaten a lot of things in your identity. So you need to start creating the habit of going to the gym every day or every second day. Once you start doing that, you will see that you will experience resistance. Okay. This is the resistance that you need to overcome to create the identity that you want, that will bring you the results that you wish for. This is how it works. The old identity is going to be threatened. The new identity must prevail. If it does not, you don't get what you want. And no coach can help you. No book can help you. No YouTube video can help you. It's something that you absolutely must do on your own. Even if somebody sits you down and makes you do it day after day, it still won't happen for you, because the moment they're gone, you're back to normal. So, with that said, one thing that really helped me, and the last thing I want to say about this is that you're doing what you're doing on autopilot, so you're unconscious. The process is we're bringing that to the conscious. We're consciously creating the new habit and making sure that we go past the resistance, perform the new habit, and perform it enough through enough time so that eventually it can go back into the unconscious as the new habit, and now you are the new guy. That's kind of how it happens. So the first thing I want to say is, back in the day, the one thing about the new version of me that has significance is that it got me excited. I remember I was kind of like coming off of a bad breakup with this girl, and it wasn't a good time. I didn't have a good time. I was really depressed after she broke up with me. It was right before I discovered self-improvement, and I admitted to myself at some point that, yeah, I am done with this previous life. I absolutely am the guy who is not successful with women in dating. And that's who I am. Because up until then, I was trying to lie to myself that I get enough success with girls, whatever, it doesn't matter. But it was that time where I faced the truth right on, and I felt that I need to admit it to myself that, okay, I am for sure the guy who is not successful with women, and I would like to change that. And this honest admission is the thing that started it all. Now, with that, because this is it's really hard to admit that, right? However, there's the flip side to that, which is the excitement. Because the moment you've admitted it, if you see the lane, if you feel that it's possible for you, which I did, even if you're delusional, you can be a little delusional to feel that. The moment you feel that it's a possibility for you to change, to get what you want, you can be really fucking excited for the new you. And if you don't have that, it's not going to work. But if you have only that, it's for sure going to work. That's how it happened with me. I had this vision. Okay, great. I'm going to get it's possible for me, and I'm going to try my best, and we see what happens. And if I get it, oh my God, it's going to be so fucking cool. I'm going to have all the women, I can have all the women that I ever wanted, like that. So I felt like that, and this really got me excited. And this is step number one. If you cannot get excited about what you're going to become, who you're going to become, do not go to step number two. There's no reason. Stay with that until you really, truly can get excited. And create a vision, create belief in that vision, in the possibility of that vision, and allow that to get you excited. So that's going to actually move you, propel you, blast you forward. So that's super important. Now, the next thing I'm going to recommend here is start investing in the new version of you. We talked about resistance. Resistance is the bad part. So you need a weapon to kind of deal with it. The weapon is this. It's understanding that if you blow past the resistance, it's another little investment that you make in the new identity. So resistance is the argument why you shouldn't strive. You shouldn't go for the new habit today. You shouldn't, resistance is the argument why stay where you are. And resistance feels like a hand choking your neck, or it feels pretty fucking terrible. It feels like you're about to die. It feels like existential dread. It feels like you don't want to be alive. You don't want to be there in that moment. It feels like you want to escape. That's the argument why you should obey the resistance, succumb and submit to the resistance. The argument why you shouldn't is that if you only today get past the resistance, you're making another little deposit into your investment of the new guy you want to be. And one of the easiest things that you can do for that is have some kind of ritual that the new guy always does. And it could be like a 30-second ritual. It could be like the sign of the cross. Or it could be like, you don't have to be religious. It's like, it could be like 30 seconds of meditation. But it's something that you need to fucking perform every day. Because that's going to be your anchor. That's going to be a part of your day where no matter what happens, on that particular day, at least for that little bit, you have been the new guy. In fact, with some students of mine, I have this phrase that I use, that the new version of you is a guy that goes to the gym at 8 a.m. on the dot every morning. So if you want to spend some time with him, you got to go there and hang out with him. Because he's going to be there. Are you going to be there? Right? And so your ritual, it could be also like a little more elaborate than just like 30 seconds of meditation. It could be like 20 minutes of meditation and journaling or something. It could be like an hour thing. But caveat is you must perform it every day. And and if you do it, it's going to anchor you into the new identity. It's going to be like, the new identity is not going to be fleeting anymore. It's going to be present every day, at least for that like little bit. Now, one thing that really helps that I've been personally practicing is practicing the thoughts and feelings that the new identity is going to have, the new you is going to have. And you could do this in the form of like a meditation or like a visualization, kind of like think about the girl that you're going to have and think about and feel how you're going to be feeling with her next to you, or like grabbing her ass, or like kissing her, or like getting her flowers. Like, what are the feelings that you're going to have? If you do this first thing in the morning, you just practice the emotion. But if you can, you need to start being anal about practicing these emotions throughout the day. Because and thoughts. Because if you have the thoughts and emotions and you kind of like compulsively practice them for no reason, we know you don't have the girl yet. We know you're not buying her flowers yet. But if you can compulsively practice them like for no reason, like right before you go approach the girl, just take a second for yourself and think how it would feel if she was your girlfriend. Like, oh my God. And go with these emotions. Imagine approach, and this is why I'm saying this. I'm saying this for myself because this morning I did not practice that, right? So imagine how it would feel to you and like how it would feel to her, you approaching, carrying this emotion instead of the usual emotion that you're carrying. Now, you see how we're building the new identity. So this is something I'm doing right now. But something that I did back in the day was change my environment. That's the next step. So I remember the girl that broke up with me and sent me into the depression spiral. She was living in this dorm. And 6 months later, I decided to move into that dorm as well. Even though we had broken up, I was like, fuck this girl. This is like my dorm now. And like, I claimed it, man. And I'm like, this is where I'm going to make my new start. So I fucking did. This is the time as well where I started kind of practicing the new skills that I was learning. And 6 months after that, I was the king of the dorm. Like, all the girls wanted to sleep with me. I remember I slept with like 8 girls from that dorm. And to the point where like new girls moving into the dorm were receiving the news that if they don't sleep with me, they're not really part of the family. So it was kind of like a cult in a way. It was not really like a cult. It's kind of like, I'm joking. But it was a great time in my life because things started actually working. And this is because I was in a completely new environment. So the people that I was hanging out with, they received me as the new me. like I didn't have something to hold me back. I didn't have something to remind me of my old identity, to kind of like drag me back into my old identity. Changing your environment is huge. So the one thing that you can change is your city. If you can change your city, do it, because the new surroundings are going to signify something new to you. It's a mind trick. I know it sounds crazy, but it works. And secondly, change the people. I remember it was during that time that I was also studying engineering during that time, and when I was changing my identity, my engineer friends, they didn't quite accept me. They were feeling peculiar about how I was operating and who I was becoming, and they were feeling uncomfortable with that. But the new people that were getting to know me, they were just simply getting to know me as the new me, and that was not a problem. That was not an issue. It was just like this guy that I just got to know, that just met. And so change your city, change your people. Now, we've talked of this. Then the next thing I want to talk about is the habits that you're performing. So, as you can understand, it all comes down to what you do every day. This is like the fucking, this is the target. This is the core of everything. This is what we must target to get the results that we want. And what you do every day matters, man. And it's very scary to do different things as a habit and leave things in the past. And what's going to happen, because of what we've already said, because of the momentum that your past identity is carrying, is that your unconscious is going to try to convince you that the new shit is not a good idea. So, ironically, your own brain is the perfect candidate to know how to trick you the best out of the 8 billion people that are in the world. So like, out of everyone in the world, it is your brain that is the best in tricking you. So, the one thing that you cannot trick is pen and paper. It's like numbers. Because you'll see that at the end of the day, if you were, at the end of the week, rather, if you were performing your habit, either you have like ticked boxes at the end of the week, like 7 ticked boxes or like 5 ticked boxes, or you have 7 empty boxes. And it's right there in front of you, there's no denying it. If you start tracking the shit that you need to do, in your case, watching this video, it's probably approaching 5 or 10 women a day, or maybe 15, 20, depends on what you need. Also kind of like case-by-case basis. Yeah, either you did it or you didn't. And if you're the guy who's attractive, the guy who has a lot of women around you, yeah, bro, you need to be spending time with women. So if you haven't approached 7 women that week, or 5 women a day that week, you're still the old guy, and there's no denying that. Be the old guy, it's good to know that you are, right? And of course, besides tracking, the other thing is accountability, which is a declaration. It's like telling somebody that, hey, look, this is what's going to happen now, and this is who I am, and that's my new identity, and they need to take you seriously, and you need to take yourself seriously. And they need to hold you accountable, and you need some way to hold yourself accountable, that you're going to be doing the thing. So, that's the second to the last one. The last one I want to leave you with is change your avatar. And I remember, and by the way, for accountability, you can leave, $100 with your friend, and he's supposed to burn it if you don't provide him with proof that you did the thing, you approached 5 girls that day or whatever. It's like, make it an amount of money that actually hurts. So the last one is change your avatar. Change how you look, because the clothes that we wear and the accessories that we put on, and even the language that we use, they are significant. They signify who we are. They are part of our identity and our ego. So I remember when I was kind of like starting all this, when I was like 21, 22, I liked to dress up like kind of like a lawyer, like with Burberry polo shirts and you know, moccasins and that kind of like dress code. And when I decided to change myself, change my identity, the first thing I remember I got was like a really deep V-neck from American Apparel. And I remember my engineer friends and a pair of boots from Diesel. And I wore them, like I had dark jeans on, this like black deep V-neck that went all the way almost down to the belly button, and these like leather boots from Diesel. And I looked like a biker, bad boy kind of thing. And I remember my engineer friends, the first time they saw me like that, they were like burst out laughing. And thank God I didn't listen, because I would have reverted back to the old identity. But yeah, it was pretty crazy that I stuck to it. And of course, I changed and I got everything I wanted. So yeah, enjoy these tips. Make sure that you are diligent. And if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, press like. I'll see you in the next one.